And so that's why I never really had that coming out story until...
I'm so glad you're here. This is always a fucking vibe every time.
Yeah, we have the funnest time.
We do.
The best time.
Yeah.
Sorry. Like, sorry y'all aren't here.
Hey, how y'all doing? Welcome back to my channel. If you're new, go ahead and hit subscribe in that bottom right corner. Hit that bell to get notifications every time I upload a video. Y'all gonna know to watch me for notifications and go ahead and do that. For those of y'all who new, go ahead and hit pause, get your little drink, little smoke, little pup, whatever it is you're getting into, then come on back. For those of y'all who've been here before, y'all already know how we do, so we're gonna bless this food before we get into it. Alright. Heavenly Father, we thank you for these and all the blessings of the devil, through Christ. Amen. Yes. We got Alexis back. Yes.
We're here to turn up.
Period.
And eat.
Yes, and
Good.
eat. Happy Pride Month, y'all. Happy Pride Month from
I'm
us.
so happy to be here.
Yes, I'm so glad you're here, Lex. Thank you for coming. This is actually her idea to do breakfast, because we've been saying we wanted to just get together, just have some vibes like we always do. And I was like, what we eating? And she was like, let's do breakfast. I was like, see, this is why we friends, because everybody don't do breakfast for dinner, but we do.
No, and it's nighttime, but this is the most important meal and the most important conversation I feel that we're about to have.
We are. So tune on in. I didn't really do a whole lot of anything. I just cut up the fruit. So I'm gonna let Lex tell y'all what she made, because she really made this whole spread. Lex is making her famous banana blueberry pancakes. Yes.
Okay, so I did some scrambled cheese eggs. I did some cheese grits. I did some banana blueberry pancakes. I did some bacon and some tater tots.
Yes. And I just cut up a pineapple, a couple of strawberries, and then I cut some grapes off a vine and made it cute.
And it's so cute. Yeah,
it's
literally.
so cute.
Plating by iJhamarcus. Okay.
Yes. Look, book me.
Please.
Yes.
Because this is cute, for real.
Yes. So I'm finna go ahead and just go ahead and make my plate, because these banana blueberry pancakes are like staring at me.
I was like, let me try.
Like, I've been so excited to try these. Oh my goodness. But how y'all doing? Yeah. What y'all eating on? What you drinking on? And let me know down in the comments. Yes. I'm dropping my coming out video. Well, by the time y'all seen this, I would already dropped it. Yeah. So if you ain't seen it, make sure you go back and watch it. I'll probably put a little tag or something in here, like link it. So if you haven't seen it, you can just click on it right there in the top. Told my coming out story. You know, it was a little tea in there. And pay attention. You might be able to pick up on some things.
Yep.
Maybe.
But,
if you listen. If you listen close enough, you just might. But Lex is gonna, I don't know, what you gonna tell us today, Lex? I'm gonna let you do this. Like, I'm just happy to be in your presence, so I'm just gonna eat this food and just be present.
Okay.
What's up?
Well, I feel like my experience with, being bisexual and coming out is quite limited, because I never really felt like I had to come out. Only because I surrounded myself, and I was always, quote unquote, an ally. So people, I'm pretty, appearing cisgender, heteronormative, person. So people automatically always assume that, I was very straight. Mm-hmm. But I was always very forthcoming about the fact that, love is love. Mm-hmm. You do what you do. I'm never going to judge you. I never, went very deep into that outside of, very people that I was close to. And even what I did express to them was limited, because I didn't really know myself. I just knew that I liked people and I didn't like people. Either I liked people or I didn't like people. It wasn't necessarily specific to a gender.
Okay.
And I knew that from a very early age, but I could never replace that without feeling like I would be judged in regards to my family. So I would just express it to a few friends that did have those same sentiments. And most of my friends did, though.
I'm sorry. How far back can you remember when you first realized that?
I feel like I was in kindergarten.
Kindergarten.
Because I always had crushes on little girls, and I did little boys, but I never classified them as crushes. It was just my affinity towards these people. So of course, little boys would have their affinity towards me, but I will always have an affinity towards little girls and wanting to play with them more.
Okay.
And so never, and like never, I mean, I wouldn't never say never in a sexual way because, of course, like children, like, oh, what's that? What's this? What's that? Mm-hmm. But it was, you know, I was just like, if I like you, I like you. Mm-hmm. And I was always like that.
I was actually in first grade.
Really?
Mm-hmm. When I can actually consciously remember. So I think it's cool that you knew at kindergarten. Mm-hmm. So. But
I feel like I knew at kindergarten because how cisgendered, heteronormative I am, mm-hmm. all the little boys would be so attracted to me in that way. Mm-hmm. And so that kind of put me off to little boys.
Interesting.
And so I was just like, why are you groping me in the line? Like, why would I play with Felipe? And I'm calling real names. Why would I play with Felipe when I can play with Lauren, who brings me cheese sticks and cares about my day?
So you knew your worth. You knew your worth. Period. Even back then. What can you do for me? All you want
to do is run up to this lunch line so you can grope me out, like slap my ass while we're going to the to the lunchroom. Like, I don't notice. No, I don't like little boys. I don't like little boys.
Okay.
I want all my girlfriends around me. And at a certain point, I was just like, well, damn, am I asexual? Because I was very much so comfortable with just having that companionship. And I was just like, well, I mean, shit. Like, if I don't, that's fine. But if I do, that's fine as well. And then I had to think. I was like, well, then explore, Alexis. What is the if you do? Mm-hmm. What do you like then if you do? And I was just like, well, shit, either. And then that really confirmed it for me. Wow. As I got older, like just like actually having that conversation with myself. Like, I understand you fine if you don't have that, but if you did, what would your preference be? And it really depends.
Yeah, it does on a couple of things. Actually.
On quite a few things. Mm-hmm. So I'm like, and I guess for coming out though, it was never, for people who knew me, it was never a question.
Okay.
It was like, I never felt like I had to come out to them.
Yeah, I get that.
It was, and then people who didn't know me, of course I'm not coming out to you, I don't know you, you know? Like, who are you to me? And I felt like by the time I had those sentiments, I was already in college, and I was grown enough to discern and disdain who deserved my energy and who didn't. And who deserved to know, have access to me, and who didn't.
Message.
Family included, message. And so that's why I never really had that coming out story until I went back home and I had a particular family member being very homophobic. Mm. And it is quite apparent that their child, a cousin of mine, is a part of the LGBTQIA community and was very much so living in that house at that time. Mm-hmm. So it worried me that parent was very much so blatantly homophobic, and I'm like, you already know that I'm sure you know that you're a child. And so I just was just like, let's not make this about this child because this is why you're lashing out. Let's make it about me and other people that could be surrounding you. Because I made
you don't even know you're offending somebody.
Period. So I made that statement. I was like, maybe we shouldn't talk like that. We shouldn't, not maybe. We should not talk like that because you don't know who you're offending.
You don't.
And their response was just like, oh, well, I would never surround myself with people like that. And that's why I was just like, oh, ding, ding, ding. This is where you're wrong.
The tea is exceptionally good today.
Oh, my goodness. How did they react to that?
Oh, they were very much so offended. And it was just like, I will pray for you and blah, blah, blah. And I was like, and I will pray for you.
I don't mean to laugh because it's not funny, but
and it did get like
wild.
Yeah, it did get like very heated because I was just like, you really don't understand how bigoted of a person you are, but you claim to be so Christian and holy. And so then I was just like, you know what? Before we go any further, I could just go, but I'm gonna say a little prayer for this household before I do because I don't feel comfortable leaving your child in your, care.
Yeah.
Because I already know where this energy is coming from.
And the kid is going to be the target of that.
Yes.
Because you haven't resolved your own ish with that.
Yeah. So I was like, yeah, so technically I haven't even come out to my mom. Like, growing up, my sister, like, she knew she was just, like, heterosexual very early. Mm-hmm. I mean, she's been like bi-curious and like things like that. All of my girl siblings have it to a certain extent, but she's pretty heterosexual.
Mm-hmm.
And so she was just like, "Mom, I think Lex is a lesbian."
Are you serious?
She don't like nobody. She don't do nothing. She just be here, just. And I'm like, what's up?
How old were y'all when this happened?
I was like kindergarten, first grade. Honey.
And this is when this happened?
Because she was very much so having boyfriends, preschool, kindergarten, like, you know.
So
she
how
knew
close in age are y'all?
4 years apart.
Okay.
So by then she was like third, fourth grade, like having this epiphany about what
So
a
her
lesbian
third
is.
grade self just knew her
Just knew
kindergarten sister was a lesbian. Wow.
Yeah.
That's wild.
Yeah, like fourth grade. Yeah, like fifth. I think she was like in fifth grade when we were in the same. Yeah, we spent 1 or 2 years in the same elementary school together.
I don't even know if I knew the term lesbian yet. I
These
knew what
kids,
gay
man.
meant, but that was it.
She knew, and she was telling her friends and everything. She started out with Lex is an alien. She was just like, when we were younger, she was like, she's just different. She's alien.
Lex is an alien.
Yeah, and I was just, and I wouldn't mind it because I'm like, yeah, you know, I am weird, bizarre, cool, cool. I'm not like, I am like that different one of my family. Like, I'm the tallest woman. I have the dimples. Like, I have like larger eyes. Like, I'm like the darker skin. Like, it's, you know, like they're just like, wow, like you really are the different one. Like, different body type. And I'm like, you know, different hair. Yeah, like everything about me is just like, yeah, who birthed you? Like, Lucy.
You sure?
Right, literally, are you sure? For real. I'm like, you know, I understand I was very different. And I had those thoughts. I definitely had to, like, question myself when I felt the need to. Like, shit, what do you like, Lex? And that's why I definitely understand how people come out. Like, people like, how you wait till you're 40 and be like, oh, I'm pan. Or like, oh,
some people, it's their process. There's no time limit on that.
whether you have that supportive system or not.
I can so
Yeah.
like that's why I think it's so important that parents just find a way to be able to just coexist and respect all people, regardless if you like what they're doing. Not that it should even matter, first of all, because how's it affecting you? But that's besides the point. But, like, let's just say we can coexist. Like, you're so worried about who your child likes, you just completely forgot the fact that the comments that you're making, now your child is afraid to tell you who they really are. And I feel like that's what makes you fail as a parent.
Yeah.
If your child has to even question if you're going to love them after they do or say something or see them the same way, you've already failed as a parent.
I feel like, unfortunately, my siblings and I have had that conversation in regards to both of us. Because I don't have any sibling that has the same mom and dad as me.
Okay.
So, yeah, like, I have one on my mom's side and then, like, 6, 7 on my dad's side. But I'm close to 4 on my dad's side.
So you're your mom's only child?
No, my mom had 2.
Okay.
And then I only have, she doesn't have the same dad as me.
Okay.
Yeah. And then the other ones are all only on my dad's side. So I was like, we had that conversation about, like, my mom and my father, and she's like, we don't really trust them to do right. And unfortunately, yeah, it's like, you know, unfortunately it's like that for all of them. Like, our moms and our dads just aren't it, unfortunately.
Yeah.
And even just, like, moving forward, it's like, wow, becoming parents. Because all of them are parents. Yeah, I'm the only one without a child now. Wow.
Is that a good thing or a bad thing?
Lord. I'm going to just eat.
Mind my business.